Good afternoon, everyone. May we call this meeting to order. December 17th, this is our regular board meeting. May we stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. We will have our land acknowledgement by Board Member Zulik.
Good evening. The Buffalo City School District respectfully acknowledges the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, on whose ancestral territory our schools were built. We honor and pay tribute to the indigenous ancestors of the land we use. We acknowledge the historic intergenerational traumas they have endured and offer hope and opportunities for healing and reconciliation as we go forward together. One key Haudenosaunee principle is to live in peace and harmony with each other and the natural world. All life should be respected and cared for because what happens to one living thing affects all living things. We are grateful for the abundant natural resources in this land of the Haudenosaunee people and for all who work to protect these resources. We acknowledge the Haudenosaunee people as the past, present, and future caretakers of this land and water, and we are grateful for the opportunity to live, work, and educate our children on this ancestral land. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, our guardrails will be read by Board Member McCutcheon.
As the Buffalo Board of Education has committed to becoming a board focused on improving student outcomes, we recognize that our adult behaviors must change to uphold this commitment. As we have given the superintendent specific guardrails that protect the values of our community, we understand the need to establish guardrails for our behavior as a board. The board shall operate within the board's role as defined in Board Policy 1110 and 1310, and the board's current operating procedures, specifically as defined in Board Policy 1311 and 6110. The board, either collectively or through the actions of individual board members, Guardrail 1, shall not invest less than 50% of its minutes each month into monitoring student outcome goals. Guardrail 2, shall not perform or appear to perform any of the responsibilities delegated to the superintendent. Guardrail 3, shall not violate any board-adopted policy or district procedure. Guardrail 4, shall not behave in a manner that would violate the student code of conduct.
Thank you for that. So the board held an executive session to discuss, number one, proposed settlement agreements in the following litigation matters: Castiego et al. Versus BPS et al. U.S. District Court for the Western District of New York, case number 125 CV 00332. B. Jordan as P&G for JJ versus BPS et al. New York State Supreme Court Index number 800713 2025. C. Doty as P&G for KM versus BPS. New York State Supreme Court Index number 801758 2025. And D. 45 Jewett Avenue, LP versus BPS et al. New York State Supreme Court Index number 812948 2024. And number 2, for the purpose of receiving legal advice, no official action was taken. Okay. So now we'll do the board recognition. For Wiser.
Thank you, President Evan Bronze. I just want to acknowledge at this time Principal Jody Covington. She's the one that's hosting us here. It's always a pleasure to be here. We have students of this school that will be performing for us tonight. We have Kevin Menzies, grade 12, who will recite a present or poem written by Buffalo First Poet Laureate, Miss Julianne Answorth. Kevin, you have the mic.
Thank you. The following poem and music selections are a tribute to board members Ms. Sharon Belton Conman, Ms. Teresa Schuta, Ms. Paulette Woods, Chief Will Curtis, and Jennifer McCosey for their many years of educators in Buffalo, their service and commitment to children in the Buffalo Board of Education. My name is Karen Manzi, and today I'll be performing the 3 poems by Julian Hensworth. Thank you. How do you find a place to hold a pain that's larger than your body? Not knowing your heart could be bent that way, be broken into a million shards of glass. How do you handle not knowing your heart was made of glass? How do you piece it back together when you never knew what it looked like? You never got to see the picture on the box. No one saw it coming. The pain, but it came like a thief in the night. How do you rein in the anger, the violation, the crime scene that will always be a crime scene, the hurt that will never be resolved or restored? Let the hopeful healing waters flow, ushering in a rebirth of our sense of self. Let the waters cleanse our people, large yet within reach, just as the ancestors. Let the hopeful healing waters flow. Let the water heal our people. All hurts, all fear, all regrets. Let the hopeful healing waters flow. Let the waters tell the stories of those who came before us, those who fought and believed for us, those with the strength and power of high tide, those with the meekness of a still pond. Let the beauty of the unknown offer comfort and hope, for within water there will always be life. Choose Buffalo, the place where we build what we need, where we run into across the finish line and fight until we're free. Where we pick up the broken pieces and create something brand new. We fight hard and love hard. There's nothing we cannot do. So we choose light, love, and family. We stare directly into the eyes of every painful truth, not letting it define us. We decide what to choose. We choose healing around here. We eat storms like buffalo wings. We jump through hoops and jump through tables. It's a buffalo thing. So no matter what others say, no matter what they try to do, light, love, and each other is what we will always choose. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. So we have next group of students. Student Luca Gallo, Jacob Vives, Alfonso Turton, and Emilio Cullen. They're all from this school.
And Hadia Habib. They just added me today. It's okay. Hi, y'all, Sharon. Okay. We are Iron Monk. We originated in BAVPA, so thank you, Ms. Covington. Keep back there. for having us. And they're gonna play an instrumental first, and then I'll sing. So just, relax, enjoy, and yeah. That was a vibe. So now we're gonna do another song. I think you guys all know it. So please feel free to clap, you know. Let's go. Sometimes it's hard as the misty rain that gently touches my soul. Oh, it cools a fire that burns in me, and I simply lose control. So just rain down on me. Let your love just fall like raindrops rain on me. So just rain down on me. Let your love fall like raindrops rain. Oh, full as a dim at capacity. My passion's about to explode. Oh, there's a storm, it's surrounding me. Oh, but I don't want to leave. So rain down on me. Let your love just fall like raindrops rain. Oh, on me. So just rain down on me. Let your love fall like raindrops rain down. Take it away, Emilio. That was Emilio, everyone. Oh, so just rain down on me. So just rain down on me. Let's sit right down, just me and Luca. So just rain, rain, rain on me. Yeah. Won't you rain on, rain on? Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, students. Can we give them another round of applause, please? That's what you get when you come to public school, right? Awesome. All right, at this time, we are going to celebrate and say farewell to our retiring board members. We have 4 that have served our district, our community really well. It's bittersweet tonight to say farewell or goodbye to them. We all know they are part of this community. They've served this community for so many years, and they will still be around. So I'm going to come to the front, and I know Dr. Caress is going to join me as we're going to just present this token as a way of our appreciation for all the years that they've been able to serve this community. So I have it. Yes. All right. The first one that we're going to acknowledge and celebrate, Honorable Sharon Belton Kaufman. Belton Kaufman has served this district for 14 years. Can you all imagine all the nights of board meetings? And I heard in the past it will even go all the way to midnight. And all these calls from the community asking for things that need to be done for the schools. We just wanted to say thank you. For my short tenure here for 4 months, I've seen you at the state level, how your colleagues really respect you, how you are really a strong advocate for Buffalo Public Schools. Just wanted to say thank you on behalf of this board. The next board member that we're going to acknowledge, Honorable Jennifer McCosey, 9 years on the board. That's a long time. Where the grandbabies at? Back there. Just want to say thank you. 9 years, you represented not only your district, but the entire Buffalo community. You've done really well. And again, all these long nights and reading all these comments from your constituency, and sometimes it can be tough. It can be really tough. But we just wanted to say thank you on behalf of the board, and you will always be a part of this community, and we will always look for your support in whatever regards that you would like to support this district. Thank you for your time. The next board member, Honorable Teresa Schuder. She served the board for 2 years, but I keep this in mind. She served this community for a long time. She was a principal in this community. As a matter of fact, today I visited some of the schools in South Buffalo. I was at 27, I think probably 67, as I'm learning all this, probably 72 or 76. They are also grateful about your support, your mentorship, and a strong advocate for the entire community. Thank you for your time, for serving this board. We're gonna miss you. And the last one, not the least, Honorable Paulette Woods. She served this board for 9 years, a long time. You know, anytime we're talking about Honorable Woods, we'll always talk about money. She served us really well and really helped us to be able how to stretch to make sure that we're getting additional revenues to move our district forward. Thank you for serving not only your district, but the entire Buffalo community. And your expertise and your support, your advocacy has been really positive for the entire Buffalo Public School. Thank you. Board, the 4 board members, if you can come up here, we're gonna take a picture. I know Kim Tran is somewhere around here. Kim, there we go. She's a professional photographer, so we can take a picture just with these 4 board members. I know other colleague board members would like to join them at some point. Oh, that's so special. We gotta wait for that. Kim, did you capture the picture? Uh, awesome. Thank you. All right, you may be wondering, we got one more. I don't think any other board members here are retiring. They still got more time on the board to serve us. I'm going to call Dr. Coresti. That's all considered now as a good friend. Can you come forward, please? Dr. Coresi, as other people will call him Dr. K, has served this district for 27 years. That's a long time to be loyal to one district, 27 years. Not only has served in the capacity of a cabinet member, anytime the district was in trouble, losing superintendent, he served as interim superintendent, probably twice, maybe 3 times. So thank you so much for all you've done for this district. And there are a lot of boards in the community where he served as a member, and they all know the impact of Dr. K. You've done really well, you've served us really well, and what I can say about you, during the 4 or 5 months I've been here, you are a professional all the time. And that's a lot of respect. So we're gonna miss Dr. K. It's really hard to replace Dr. K. I'm gonna give him a mic to be able to say a few things, but first of all, I would like to present this to him. Always remember BPS as your family. Where's Kim? Kim, all right, don't disappear on me here. All right, just want to take this point of privilege to give him a mic, see if he can say a few words here. I know board members, they're going to have their time. They have all the power here.
Thank you, Dr. Mubenga. Thank you for your leadership and your kind words. I have so much gratitude and appreciation for everything that the BPS has meant to me and to my family. I have so many memories of our wonderful district, and I'm going to cherish them forever. So thank you all. Thank you very much.
Well deserved, Dr. K. The next item on the agenda, we really wanted to showcase what our students are able and capable of doing. With that, I'm going to ask one of my cabinet members, Peretz Walkers, to come forward. And she has a presentation about WAZED, and I think she also has a partner that is going to be able to join her during this presentation. Correct.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Mubenga, and to our honorable board members. It is a pleasure to be here with you tonight. Thank you for the opportunity to showcase WAZED for our district initiative. I would like to just start off by just giving us a bit of history about WAZED and how it came to be. So honorable board member Sharon Belton Copman saw a WAZED demonstration in Arizona and was very impressed by it. She later shared the details of the program with former Superintendent Dr. Williams Knight and was amazed. She was so amazed and excited to offer the program to children during extended learning time. However, Board Member Belton Cotman suggested that the program would take place during the school day so that all students would have access to it. It was about equity. No matter what school a child attended, no matter their zip code, they would have the opportunity to use the program. Dr. Williams-Knight agreed and made WISET a district-wide initiative, placing the program in every school with learning activities embedded during the school day for children in grades K through 12. Superintendent Dr. Mubanga shared the same interest in this program and has also made it a mandatory program across the district, and he has thrown his full support behind WISET. The WISET integration plan consists of robotics, drones, and engineering, which is what the students are currently learning now. And beginning January 8th, children in grades K through 8 will be learning about digital animation, cybersecurity, AI, and Coding 3. Beginning in April 13th to be exact, until the end of the school year, students will be engaged in activities using AR, VR, app development, and Coding 1 and 2. Teachers will receive training on these kits in March. WISET programming is in the following Western New York schools, in the following districts: North Tonawanda, Lackawanna, Niagara-Wheatfield, Fredonia, Eden, Randolph, Dunkirk, Pine Valley, Westfield, Lockport, Sherman, Erie, Two Boseys, Depew, Genesee, and Salamanca. I was going to say the best for last, exactly. In Salamanca about 5 years ago, I have to tell this story, a group of principals, including myself, along with Board Member Belton Cotman and President Evans Brown, visited Salamanca to see their WISET program. Well, we were just blown away and walked away wishing we had this program in our district. Principal Marquita Bryant was also there, and she was fortunate enough to obtain funding and was the first to implement WISET in her building, as well as a dedicated WISET room. And before it became a district initiative, Principal Patrick Cook participated in the first WISET pilot. We've come a long way since then, and I am so pleased that we now have a full pathway program, making us the largest urban school district in New York State to reach this distinction, offering a quality, hands-on STEM programming to our children throughout the district. Why? It's simple, because they deserve it. That's why.
And now, a special celebration. Serving more than 30,000 students as the second largest school district in New York State, Buffalo Public Schools stands as a shining example of what's possible when vision meets innovation. Through WASED, Buffalo has built a true K-12 continuum in STEM, giving every student from elementary through high school a pathway to success.
going to hear from Mr. Jim Klubik, who is a WASED consultant. He's going to give us an overview of WASED. And following his presentation, we are going to have another short video from School 48 with our drone program. And then we have schools that will be presenting WASED activities to you after that. Okay, and they are from schools, of course, 45, 61, and MST.
Thank you, everybody. It's great to be here again. I know I did this presentation a couple of years ago, but obviously with the changeover from the board and different people in the audience, it's nice to keep up on what's happening and learn about WASED. So basically, this is the whole vision that Steve Wozniak created, was to begin with the end in mind. I'm a former teacher, I'm a former principal, I'm a former superintendent, and I know that one of the problems over the years with schools has been that we don't show students what could be. By the time they start learning about, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you. By the time they start learning about careers, a lot of times it's too late. So WASED starts them off in kindergarten because we know that students by fifth grade are already making that decision whether or not they want to stay in school. So you want to keep them engaged, you want to keep them excited as early as possible. And that's why we want to make sure we begin with the end in mind and show students that this is what the future could hold for you and give them a vision of what they want to do. Doesn't seem to work. There we go. This picture, I think, is, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. There's a hand up there. And that hand, everybody thinks it's the students. It's also the teachers. The teachers are learning along with the students in these programs, because students are what we call digital natives. They were born into technology. They pick this up right away. Teachers sometimes need a little help to learn the technology, and that's what we're here for. We want to make sure that any teacher can teach our programs at any level. How do we do that? We make it as easy as possible, as friendly as possible. So what we do is when we give a teacher a kit, everything that they need to teach is in that kit. The only thing that the district needs to provide is a device. So all the materials, all the lesson plans, all the curriculum, all the consumables come in the kit to make it as easy as possible. We break them up into modules because we know that not everybody is teaching a 40-minute class. So that what we do is in a module, like creating a flipbook animation, that's 135 minutes. Teachers can then chunk those lessons any way that they want. They want to do something for 20 minutes on a Friday, they could chunk 20 minutes out of that lesson. So it's not something that you're tied to, it's more of a guide on the side for the teachers. Our lesson plans, we call them teacher guides. We make them as simple as possible to follow. As I said before, you talk to a second or third grade teacher and tell them they're going to be teaching drones or cybersecurity, that can be very intimidating. So we want to make sure that we can walk them through every step to what they have to do for the students to be successful. If there's a link in one of the lesson plans, they click on the link. If they ask you to show a video, the link is right there for them. They don't have to go somewhere else to another site and get on YouTube and try to open up a link on their own. It's all right there for them. Everything is embedded within the teacher guides. So if you look up here, it's pretty simple. Divide the class into students, distribute one large sticky note, inform students this, ask them these questions, look for these answers. If you don't get these answers, ask them some more questions. So we try to make it as simple as possible. Same thing here. So this is where the rubber meets the road, and Buffalo will be part of this study one day. But this is known as the study that we did in Florida with our STEM 2 hub. It's called Pair Data. Everybody knows about reading, writing, math scores. The district has access to that information. What they don't have access to is how are students, after taking a STEM program, how are they better with relationships with adults, relationships with peers, career interests, their knowledge in STEM. So these numbers right here are significant. It shows that when they did their baseline data to the next year, student skills in all of these went up. Even more telling is skills in these categories: critical thinking, perseverance, relationship with adults, relationship with peers. These are skills that employers are looking for nowadays. the females outperform the males in every single one of them, sometimes by 2 to 1. That's why when you hear girls in STEM, it's important. Traditionally in school, we kept girls out of technology classes in the middle school. They were all boys. We have to change that. We have to change that paradigm. We have to start getting girls into STEM because, as we're seeing, they outperform the boys, which is fantastic. Here's a couple pictures. We talked about the trainings. The teachers do get the trainings. As Mrs. Walker said, that will be happening in March. We don't just throw them out there and say, you know, here you go, teach these kids. We do not drop and run. We're there with them the whole time. We make sure that they're trained. We make sure that they're prepared before they go into the classroom. Once again, this is what we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen. These are the STEM pathways that Buffalo students are learning. Artificial intelligence, augmented virtual reality, coding, cybersecurity, digital animation, drones, 3D printing and engineering, mobile app development, robotics, and STEM careers. These all have a negative unemployment rate, meaning there are more jobs available than there are people to fill these jobs. That is the whole point of this. So, you know, I'm going to get on my high horse here a little bit. We need to make room for STEM in schools, and I applaud the Buffalo School Board, the school district, for doing that. Because if you're not teaching students STEM, what are you teaching them? These are the jobs that are generational wealth developing. These are the jobs that are in high demand. With all the chip factories coming, with all the high-tech jobs that are coming to New York State, they are going to be hard-pressed to find skilled people to take these jobs. Buffalo needs to prepare their students to be those employees. So I was, just last February, I was at the Buffalo Niagara Manufacturers Association dinner, and Stephen Tucker, who a lot of you know from the Northland Workforce Training Center, got up in front of about 250 people and asked all the manufacturers, how many of you are having a problem finding skilled labor in Western New York? All their hands went up. When he asked how many of you are doing something about it, half of the hands went down. And when he asked if you're tapping into the local school districts to find that talent, nobody raised their hand. So I was talking to somebody who owns a 3D printing shop right in downtown Buffalo, and he didn't know that Buffalo has 3D printing from grades kindergarten through 12th grade. After I told him that, he said, I think I'd better get in touch with the school to find out, you know, what they can do to help me find employees. Quick overview. That could have been an hour presentation, but I just wanted to let you know what we provide. As I said before, we want to be partners here. We don't want to drop and run. I'm local. I can be here anytime. And if you need anything, if you want any support, please reach out. Questions? Questions? Yes.
Thank you for the presentation. I'm wondering in Figure 2, just to clarify, those numbers are percentages. So for critical thinking, that would be 18%, the 0.18? Or,
No, it's
or
not
how is?
18%.
Okay, can you? I'm sorry. Can you?
Well,
Or like an increase in?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So anything over 0.05 is considered significant from an increase from year 1 to year 2.
Okay.
I can get you the whole report. It is a large report, and I just pulled a couple of slides off of there just to show that. I'd be more than happy to send that to you.
I love reading stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was wondering, yeah, maybe it would say that in the report, how you measure perseverance. Is this self-reporting? You know, who's given the survey? I just had some questions about that.
I'd be more than happy to send that to you.
Okay.
As I said before, we're hoping to get Buffalo as part of that moving forward so that they can measure their data as well.
Okay, thank you.
Larry, you want the mic? You have something? Please, you have the mic.
Thank you for the presentation. I have a few questions.
Sure.
And I just want to state that thank you for the students that have joined us. I'm sure that you have had real experiences with these programs and the materials that are provided through WASED. I certainly don't doubt that in any way. But with my questions, I want to just first address the straw man argument that often comes about. I truly believe, and I think every one of us believe, that educating our students in the field of STEM is absolutely worthwhile and necessary, especially in our world today. I'm sure we could agree there's multiple pathways that we can do so. Questioning and critiquing one pathway does not equate to apathy about our students and wanting them to have education in STEM, careers in STEM. And I'll just give a couple examples. If you critique a math curriculum, doesn't mean you don't want students to learn math. If you critique the meals that we're providing our students, it doesn't mean that you don't want them to be well fed. It's just would be nonsensical to believe such. So some of the questions I have, you presented some data on Florida students.
Correct.
Do you have any data on our BPS students?
I do not have any data on the BPS students. I do not have any data. There is data available out there. I do not have any.
Okay.
It was presented at our conference. The middle school data was presented by Max Grundy, and there was an increase in the data for Buffalo as well.
Okay. But you don't have that available to share today?
I do not have it available to share today, no.
How many do you have, well, you might not have the answer to this question. How many BPS students that have gone through this WASED curriculum have begun a career in one of the pathways that you showed on your slide up here?
Once again, I don't have that information, but remember, a majority of the program was done K through 8. And so the students who had it in 8th grade are probably seniors or just graduating last year. The high school has not jumped into the full extent like the K through 8 has yet. Reason being, high schools are a different animal because we have some certifications there. Different schools want different programs. Like, for example, in performing arts, our digital animation might be a great fit here. So I've been working with Kelly Baudo about how are we going to take the programs and see which high schools they fit best into.
And then with the 3D printers, when those break down, what happens? What are teachers, what are buildings supposed to do when those 3D printers break down?
So we have a website called support@wased.com, and they could put that email in, and usually within an hour, they will get back to you with hopefully fixing it over the phone, or if you need parts, we send you parts, whatever we can do to get that up and running. Because if the program's not working, then that hurts us as well. So
And
we try to make sure that any time the program is not working, we fix it as fast as possible.
Is there an additional charge for those parts?
No. Not after the first, for the first year, no. It's a 1-year warranty on all the technology. So for the first year, no, not at all.
Okay, so I'm aware of a 3D printer that did break down. The staff member identified the part that needs to be replaced. They contacted WASED, and the response they received was, sorry, BPS has to replace the 3D printer.
We have been replacing the 3D printers up until this month. We've done it for about 2.5 years, even though the warranty is only 1 year. So I'd be surprised at that. I'm not doubting you at all, but I know that up until recently, we have replaced all the 3D printers for you.
So there must be a disconnect. I'm assuming somebody from out of state, out of the area is responding.
Correct.
And you're saying it should be handled differently.
No, I'm saying that and Ms. Walker, correct me if I'm wrong, but we have been replacing the 3D printers for the past 2.5 years, even though it's been a 1-year warranty. And then we said, starting this month, actually, we're going to have you start paying for the parts because we've gone above and beyond, we think.
Say that again. Who's going to have to pay for the parts?
Buffalo have to pay for the parts moving forward because
Okay.
they're out of warranty. But for the first year, we replace everything. Like
Okay.
I said, with the 3D printers, we've done it for about 2.5 years, and now we're to the point where because as you know, technology becomes obsolete after a while.
Yeah.
So as we start moving on, things are going to have to be replaced.
So that brings me to my next question. It's the sticker shock, especially when we're running a deficit.
Sure.
BPS has had a contract with WASED since 2021.
Correct.
This brings us to about a total expenditure of $11.4 million since then. the board, not all of us, approved an allocation of 2.5 million last spring for this school year. WASD came back then asking for 300,000 plus more, now at over 2.8 million for this current school year. Do we anticipate the expenditure to be after now investing 11.4 million for this coming school year?
Yeah, so a couple things. When we did the RFP back in 2020, we've honored those prices since then. So we have not raised the price of the kits at all, and they have doubled. So right now, Buffalo is getting the kits for about half price of what anybody else is getting them for. What you have to do moving forward is just basically replace what the students use. It's a one-time purchase, it's not a subscription. So once you purchase the WASD, it's yours for life. Support is there for life. Curriculum updates are there for life. Everything moving forward is yours. You do have to replace what the students use and or damage.
So maybe it's more a question for the district. Do we have like a projection yet on what potentially the cost could be moving forward for next school year?
And maybe I could talk to you on the side. I'm not sure about the $300,000 you're talking about.
It came back to us in September, after we approved it in May.
Okay, I'd like to talk to you about
I
that.
have
I
it
mean, I'm not doubting,
right here.
I'd have to find out about that.
So my last point, I think, that there are many STEM companies and vendors. One of them is on our agenda tonight that donated to a school. Another is Tech Buffalo, that in partnership with 43 North Foundation and Microsoft is training 10 of our Buffalo Public School teachers to expand STEM learning in our schools. 23 vendors applied for the 3.5 million STEM contract in 2024. One of those was a local MWBE company as well. WASD at that time was not the lowest bidder. So what I'm wondering, this is just more of a question probably for the district. There's so much moving and rapidly with STEM and positive. A lot positive from WASD. I don't doubt that students are truly having great experiences with it. But how can we be more comprehensive and cohesive with our approach in STEM programming and materials, not the siloed one that we have right now, and one that is far more cost effective, especially at this time when we're running a deficit and we have folks concerned and distraught about school closures.
Well, I would say to that, I encourage you to use other STEM programs as well. We're not the only game in town. Do I think we're the best game in town? Yeah, I do. I think we're very comprehensive because we have everything from the lesson plans, the curriculum, the materials, everything. STEM in a box. But we also encourage you, perfect example, Salamanca. Salamanca uses all of our STEM programs, but they also supplement with other STEM programs as well because we can't offer it all.
Thank you.
Jim Kubek, thank you so much for your presentation. One of the things that's clear about WASD is that it is the way that we should be going as far as teaching our children for the jobs of the future. To lay the sole responsibility of financial stability on the backs of one program is really pathetic. And I'm sorry you've been subjected to that today. These young people have come here to present. At the end of the day, this is about killing the message because of the messenger. And that's what it boils down to. No one is trying to close schools because we are providing resources to children. There are many line items that need to be looked at to save money, including overtime, including how many people we have in our city hall. But at the end of the day, anyone who does not understand why it's important for our children to at least have the opportunity to learn about these items and do not want to make the sacrifices is not doing anything to move our children to the next level. WASD, Steve Wozniak started this program after leaving his computer company, Apple Computers. The reason he said he started the program is that he was sick and tired of seeing people come from outside of America and take the jobs that Americans deserve. You saw the money that was up there. One of the things that triggered me is that my grandnephew had stage 4 brain cancer, and there was not one Hispanic or brown person in the area. And I'm like, how is it that as I talked to the nurses and the doctors and the technicians, that they were coming in from the suburb to do these jobs? They had attended different schools in the suburbs, but none in the city of Buffalo. So anyone, and I have strong members here of our community, anyone that does not appreciate what's going on in Buffalo Public Schools right now, shame on them. We received $72 million in foundation aid. $70 million of it went to salaries. And the $2 million that, however, came to this program has been hated on by board member Scott and the union president. I want to share that today Phil Rumore called me. He knew it was my last day on the board. Phil and I worked together for a long time. We agreed to disagree, but Phil was a man of character and class. And before we rolled out WISE Ed, we went to every union president. It started in 2019. It did not roll out until 2021, when the money was put in the budget by the former superintendent, Kreiner Cash, and then it got a chance to roll out under Dr. Williams Knight. And I want to be clear, when I saw those kids, and correction, it wasn't in Arizona, it was in Syracuse, who were in the 2nd grade doing robotics and flying drones, I said that our children can do that. Now, again, whether it's WISE Ed or any other company, we have to prepare our children for the future jobs. The teachers are tired of teaching the same way. The data that Max Grundy has, it shows that there's growth. We have principals here. We have Ray Farrell, who has taken this program and taken it to the next level. We have teachers in this district that are writing special ed curriculum. WISE Ed is about to release their autistic program for our children who are autistic, and we're moving forward. We're not going to use our children and deny them the opportunity when there are a lot of areas that this new superintendent has to clean up before he starts cutting resources to our school. And any board member who, after looking at the population that has gone down in this district and who do not understand what has to happen in order to right-size this district so that we can even get money from the state to do improvements on our buildings. In order to apply for the next joint school construction bond, we have to put this district in right size. That is the requirement by the state, and that has to be done. And so for anyone sitting here, and I want to go on record to say it was on Facebook on Mr. Scott's page that said that someone referenced closing 4 schools. What I referenced was closing 2 schools and combining and repurposing 2 schools so that we could get our numbers in alignment so that we can get state aid. At the point right now, we cannot get state aid because we are not in compliance with the state based on the amount of children that we have. So there's a lot more to this equation than dumping on WISE Ed. Now, with that, can we move forward? Thank you.
Thank you. Board Member Jennifer Mikowski.
Is this working? Okay. So I do appreciate your presentation, and I so appreciate all the teachers and the students who have come here. My stance on this from day one has been we have schools who are definitely engaged. I do not want to mess with that. I want to be able to uplift those schools. But we also are being compared to districts who don't come close to just the amount of buildings that we have. We're being compared to Salamanca. We have 60 buildings in our district. And many of them are elementary schools, and many of them are not utilizing WASED. They've been trained, and I want to put to you, since you're negotiating the contracts, that as a fiduciary, my concern was, what do we do with the kits that weren't being used? Because there are buildings, for whatever reason, whether they don't have the capacity or, you know, the engagement is low. What do we do with those kits? Where is the money being saved? Because you're benefiting by having such a large district. You mentioned it, second largest district in the state. You're definitely benefiting by having our district with you.
Correct.
So I'm looking to see, how do you help to bring Ms. Walker to a place where we definitely uplift the buildings who are utilizing this? My daughter is teaching this. You know, this is something that I am not trying to deny, but I'm also trying to right size. I'm also looking at 11.4. Could that have been lower? Because we do have buildings not utilizing these kits. There's different rounds and different levels, which is another level of money. So when you take all that, and if we're looking at, you know, the entire district using it, and it's not happening, that's just a given fact at this point. Are you working with the district in order to make sure you focus in on the schools that are really utilizing it? You have young folks here who, thank you so much, young folks, for coming. They are definitely excited about this. And this is definitely something we need to be looking into. I'm not arguing with any of the points being made. What I am, as a fiduciary, this is not a district-wide implemented program, and there's money that has been sitting in boxes still. So I'm just looking to see what efforts moving forward or at all have been taken to either return the kits not being used, because as you said, this is something that's steadily moving. You know, maybe there's some of these tools and these kits that may not be able to be applied no longer because time has changed in systems and AI and all of that. So that's my concern, is there has to be a way to make sure that until we implement this with fidelity, that we have this place so full of children who are experiencing this that we can't fit here, then where, you know what I mean, where is the cost savings for what we're not utilizing?
Well,
And how do we even maybe incentivize and uplift our students who are taking advantage? Or how do we, Ms. Walker, uplift and incentivize the schools that are not using it with conjunction with yourself? Because again, we're trying to, you know, I don't really, let me phrase this right. I understand that there's all the points to different school closures or whatever, but the narrative is the money, right? And if we say so much money has been spent on a program that obviously is working well in some areas, but we're also saying students and families and staff are going to suffer if we close buildings, and the money we're trying to save amongst that doesn't even come to half of what we've spent on this program, the narrative is off. So I just need for the district and yourself to really look into, because I'm an outgoing board member at this point, I really need to look into how do we take what's already on the table that's not being used, how do we make sure we either have everyone using it to the fidelity that all these schools are using it that are represented here, or how do we save money by saying, okay, until that happens, what do we do with what we've already spent that has not been used at all? There is money on the table.
All right, board members, can we refrain from comments at this time? There's a presentation. We have our young people in the audience, and due to respect for them and to them, let's continue with the presentation. Thank you.
And if I could just answer that really quick. Number one, we, as I said before, we don't drop and run. We're here for you. So we will come in and we will do an audit of the school. We'll come in and we'll work with the teachers to see where is the best implementation. How do we get it implemented? As far as what about the kits that aren't being used? Use them. As I said before, they don't expire. The curriculum is automatically updated, so those kits are still good. And you could use them forever and ever and ever because we update the curriculum every year and you have access to that for free. We've also donated the kits for the middle school for the past 2 years because we knew that Buffalo was struggling. So we're really trying to do everything we can to help Buffalo, and if you have suggestions, please come after me and ask, but one of the things we definitely will do is do a 2-day audit to see where those kits can be used, how they can be used more efficiently. Okay? Okay, thank you.
All right, Ms. Walker, you want to proceed?
Thank you, Mr. Klubik. At this time, we'd like to recognize 5 teachers who are here who are using, who are using the WAZED program with fidelity. This is based on Max Grundy's study that he conducted, which shows that when you use the WAZED program with fidelity, the gains are being made and has been made at the middle school level at these particular schools. So at this time, I am so proud of these teachers, these technology teachers who are with us tonight. We'd like to show our appreciation to them by awarding them with a certificate and a WAZED t-shirt. So when I call your name, we'd like for you to come up and accept the award. Alicia Bradbury. Says congratulations in honor of your outstanding performance and dedication. We gladly present Alicia Bradbury with this WAZED Certificate of Excellence and as a WAZED Ambassador. Laura Crump. Benjamin Fazio. He is from School 18. Thank you. Patrick Gauthier. Patrick is from School 45. Last but not least, De'Ara Jenkins. Where's she go? Did she leave? Thank you to those teachers. Thank you. And now we're going to move forward with our presentations from our students. We are going to see a very brief video from school number 48, who's going to present drones to us, how they've learned from it and just showing it in action.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm an 8th grader at School 48, and we're here today to talk about WAZED. So today we have Armand, David, and Dontrell working on drones.
And then you're going to set the propeller to this side. There's a little notch there. You see it or feel it.
Hello guys, my name is Kaden. I'm at School 48 in 6th grade, and today I'm here to talk about WAZED vocabulary. We're going to be using a controller to control the drones, with lifting them up in the air. And if you see the drones going forward, that's going to be giving them thrust. So if you see the drone going backwards and it has rubber, that means it's drag. But if you see it going left to write, then that is role. As you can see, we're learning a lot, and I want to thank the Board of Education.
Next, we're going to have Mrs. Christian Fisher. She is from the Arthur Reeve School of Distinction, number 61.
Good evening. My name is Kristen Fisher, and I'm a teacher at School 61. Today, I have students with me from grades 1 through 3 who are very excited to show you what they've been learning in their WASED lessons. I'd like to start by thanking our students and thanking their families for bringing them here today so they can show you what they've learned. At our school, we've implemented the WASED kits as outlined in the district plan. Not only is the WASED curriculum aligned with Common Core standards, but the teachers in our building are also incorporating technology into their core curriculum to deepen understanding and student learning. Some examples include having students create, measure, and find the area of a shape, then coding a Sphero to drive around the perimeter of the shape. Another example is students using the stick bots from the animation kits to animate an original story or create an alternate ending to a story they have read. We've even run clubs at the end of the year where students have the opportunity to work with other students who share in their interest in technology. Today, we will highlight Cublets and Spheros, which are used for the robotics, engineering, and cybersecurity kits. The connection between the curriculum and the STEM kits are vast. However, I'd like to highlight how the implementation of the kits allows for authentic opportunities to develop 21st century skills and expose our students to STEAM-based careers. Each time I teach a WASED lesson, regardless of the kit, this is what I observe. Students who are highly engaged, working collaboratively on real-world tasks, actively using the engineering design process, all while using critical thinking to persevere through challenges that arise. These are 21st century skills. These are the skills our students will need for their future careers, regardless of what field they end up in. Members of the board, I invite you now, if you'd like, to engage with our students as they work through some robotic and engineering challenges. So we're gonna start with our Cublets. We have two groups that are working with Cublets. And they have learned that a robot is a machine that thinks, senses, and acts. So their first task is going to be, thank you, come on up. Their first task is to create the smallest robot they can, and then we're gonna have a friendly competition to race two robots. So that's what we're doing with our Cublets. On the other side, we have our friends who are using Spheros to code. So I'm going to set up an obstacle course for them. There are going to be two cones, and there are going to be two obstacles are up there. Thank you. Two obstacles that they have to avoid. So what they will do is they will use the Sphero Play app to code their pathway to get from one cone to the other cone. So I think we'll just watch. All right, boys and girls, you can start. I'll take you.
So this is the battery, and the battery helps the robot work. So first, you see this little switch, you push it on, and then when you see that green light, that's how you know it's on. And then, this is the wheel. The wheel helps it move. So you touch this, and then
What grade are you? Third grade. Programming. Coding.
We have a first grader in that group.
Got a first grader here? Wait a minute, first of all, give us your name. What's your name?
my name is Darian Bryan.
All right, your name.
Victoria Brown Mayfield.
Okay, speak up.
Nina Bryan. Arnold Sharp. This black block is so this little twisty thing is where, so that's how you track how fast it goes. So when you turn it on, and then you switch the lever. Wait, hold this there. And then
Excellent job.
light sensor. And the light sensor, when you put it on, wait, this is not the light. This is the light. When you put the light on, and then if you put the sensor with the two little eyes, yeah, when you put it on, when it sees something, it goes.
Wow. Okay, what y'all working with? We're gonna come over there in a minute. What you working with?
Good job.
What you doing?
So, we're making the smallest robot, and we're gonna make our robot really fast. And we're making it drive. And we have a driving robot. It's right in the middle. And we also have a black robot, and that senses our hand, and the light. Oh, it is like a flashlight, and it's really bright.
What you gotta say about it?
The blue one is the battery. It helps it move all around, and the first thing you always need is a battery and.
Okay, I learned something. I learned that. Okay. We didn't have this at school. We had marbles. Okay, what we working with over here? Come on, tell me who you are.
My name?
Yes, your name.
My name is Isabella Awane. My name is Karina Bembene.
And what grade are you in?
Second.
And what grade are you in?
Second.
And who do we have over here?
Third grade.
What's your name?
Kenna.
Okay, so what are you guys doing? Help us out.
So we're trying to get to the code using the blocks.
Okay, so you're trying to get to the cone by the other cone using the block. Do you need to hold this mic to tell us anything else?
Yeah. So you put the blocks on this that's connected to this, and then add the blocks, and then when you click start, you wait until it's done. But someone might be in the way. So I need to run away from it just in case. It's working.
This is what triggered it. This is what I wanted our children to be able to do. That's what I saw the kids doing in Syracuse that day. Yes, that's what triggered Wazette.
Oh my God. You could have hit me.
Well, okay. Gotta get rid of these. This way. Please, please, please. Oh my gosh. Please tell me it's gonna work. Please, please. Oh, there it's going. It's going. Go, 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 go. Please. So. Go, 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 go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You did such a wonderful job. Thank you. Yeah, they're tired, but yet they still found the energy to explain the activity to us and, of course, to demonstrate it. Thank you so much. We have a school that's ready to go, and that's School 48. And they curated, I believe, a game. No, sorry, 45, excuse me.
So hi, my name is Patrick Otzi. I'm from School 45, and I teach 7th and 8th grade middle school technology. And as part of the WAZED program, when it was first brought in, I got a chance to learn about the 3D printing. And in fact, now 3D printing is one of my huge hobbies, as the kids will tell you. And from the unit, I decided to make a project where the students make a board game. They have to basically go through all the process of figuring out what parts they need. They're encouraged to either use a game that exists. Many students do tic-tac-toe or mancala. Fatima here is actually setting up her group's game. They decided to make a completely original game, rules and everything included, and they have to design, sketch the pieces. They go through the whole design process. I also have another game up here where a group of boys designed a full working checkers game. And the one challenge of it, or some part of the challenges, is they have limitations on size and things like that. So we go through the whole design process. They come up with the idea. They do a lot of brainstorming. They go through their sketches. I really treat my classroom when we're doing this project like a job site. Like we actually have a workflow that's on the wall where everybody gets to see where groups are working at. Very clear. Again, I work basically as just kind of facilitator, and I could not be more proud of what they were able to come up with. It's really, it's my pride and joy, and they surprise me every single time. So,
Teacher, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you see any change in behaviors, or do you see where children are coming to school more? Can you share us with some information on that?
Absolutely. I mean, I really have to say, especially with my 7th graders, attendance numbers have been great. I had the pleasure of having my principal say it was probably the most engaging class in the entire building. I actually got to have our superintendent come and visit a few weeks ago, and he got to see a ENL classroom with almost no English as a first language students, fully engaged, all designing their game, going through the whole process, creating things in 3D modeling, and actually getting to see then their creation come back to them.
Awesome. Does this young lady need a mic or not?
Do you want to share anything, Fatima? I guess not. That's all I have, sorry.
So what is she doing? So did she create this game? Because see, I'm old school. I don't need, I'm learning. Y'all have to help me out. So what happened here again, please? Because we have listening audience, and I want them to get a full understanding of what WISED can do, or STEM in our schools.
So again, they had the challenge, and basically, I gave them the challenge, and I said, you have to design a board game that will fit in this bag. You have to figure it out, and you can do whatever you'd like. So they had to go through the process of measuring it. I made sure that they brainstormed at least several ideas so that they had a good sense of what they needed. And again, just going through that actual process, and I have folders back there, sketches, like I, again, truly make them show their thinking. They actually have to demonstrate it. They have to create something. Again, like these are two of my premier options, but again, even just creating a physical version of a tic-tac-toe game that they have then to call their own, and they actually get to see it print in the classroom is really magical for them too.
That's 3D printing, thank you.
You can also see 3D printing in action right out in the hallway there. There's a printer set up. One of the parents from 61 who had the little boy up here, she asked me to share this. She left out literally in tears. She said that her son did not talk until he was 5 years old. And it wasn't until he was enrolled in School 61 and worked with the GT program and WASED that he really started to talk and shine, and she wanted us to know that. Okay, and the final school, yes. Our final school, final presentation, certainly not least, is from our MST program. Mr. Ray Farrell is going to come up.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for having us here tonight. I have some of my current students and actually one of my first WASED students here with us tonight. And really what you're seeing on the ground before you, and you guys can start driving them, is the finished product. Let me put one or two on the stage. That was my concern about the stage. What you're seeing in front of you is the finished product. When these kids showed up to us, these kids had a box of plastic, wheels, motors, controllers, and they sat down, and the first day, I know they were overwhelmed. I handed them the kits. They looked at me and go, I can't do this. So we started to break it down piece by piece, direction by direction. Within about a week and a half to 2 weeks, we had our first moving robots. And then these right now are in only the drive mode. Ryan? We also have LiDAR sensors that attach to these, and it starts the way to machine learning. And this has allowed me to open the door to more and more AP classes in STEM and technology. We're currently offering 3 different AP classes, projecting college credits onto our students, and putting them into majors such as computer science. Sometimes it's just mechanics and engineering because they're getting the hands-on in the classroom. They're building some confidence with that. The 3D printing aspect you see out here has a couple different levels to it. First, you saw the nice designs. You saw the performing arts labels. But then if you notice, they had bridges out there, which starts to get into engineering design, seeing what different strengths happen. For our students, they've had to design modifications to the robots. We have carpets in our classroom. These wheels grip really well. So we had a problem with robots flipping. Our students came up with a concept to add a wheelie bar in the back. They designed, measured, 3D printed, and installed them. And then we kind of sent that information to WASED for other students who may need this kit adaptation. So that is all I have for this evening.
Have the names of the students that came to say hi to us today, out of courtesy to them. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Raina, and I'm currently a junior.
My name is Joseph Wills, and I am an alumni.
Hi, my name is Ryan Forhab, and I am a high school senior.
Thank you so much to all of our presenters this evening. Also to Principal Womack, thank you for coming out this evening with us. Thank you so much. You did a wonderful job. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. That was enlightening and very educational. Next, I want to move up this resolution for Mr. Chris P. George Memorial Outdoor Instructional and Performance Space at the Buffalo Academy of Visual and Performing Arts, this school. Honorable Paulette Wood, would you mind reading the resolution? Okay. Wow. Wow, his whole family's here. Okay.
This is a resolution to honor Mr. Chris P. George. It's a resolution is for a memorial outdoor instructional and performance space at the Buffalo Academy for Visual and Performing Arts. It reads as follows. Whereas the Buffalo Academy for Visual and Performing Arts and the district have determined that an educational need exists for a capital project that provides an additional outdoor and instructional performance space designed for the courtyard area of the school. And whereas the original reconstruction of the school during the JSCB period included a plan for an outdoor courtyard instructional and performance space, and that was subsequently postponed. So whereas the proposed industrial performance space will be designed to reflect the legacy, values, and memories of a beloved educator from the Buffalo Academy for Visual and Performing Arts, Mr. Chris P. George. And whereas in addition to providing a solution for the needed instructional performance space, the Memorial Courtyard space will provide opportunities for instruction, formal school and community functions, assemblies, performances, ceremonies, and informal student gatherings in a safe and warming environment. And whereas the creation of such a space aligns with the district's commitment to fostering environments that support students' well-being, school spirit, and the educational enrichment. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Buffalo Board of Education approves the development of a capital project leading to an outdoor instructional performance space. And when the project is completed, it will be dedicated to and named for Mr. Chris P. George. And finally, be it further resolved that the superintendent and appropriate district staff are hereby authorized to proceed with the planning, budgeting, and implementation of the project, including consulting with architects, landscape designers, and community stakeholders, and ensuring that the project is completed in accordance with district standards, district fiscal responsibility, and accessory requirements. This resolution is being placed to respect the great contribution that Chris P. George gave to this school. So I am placing this resolution. I understand, given our capital project procedures. It may take a minute, may take a while to get this done, but whenever it is accomplished, it will be named Chris P. George Memorial Outdoor Instructional and Performance Space at the Buffalo Academy for Visual Performing Arts. That is the resolution. Can I ask for a motion to accept the resolution? In a second, several seconds.
Council, you want to poll the board? Yes,
Vote.
certainly.
So, hi family, see you guys again. Listen, you don't know how it is to sit here and to look back up there. And I'm like, I know he's up there. I know he's here, but I can't see him. But to sit for all the times that we've ever been here, for him to be back there, and there's no way tonight that his spirit is not in this place. So we love him. He's always been good. He welcomed everyone into this building, made you feel at home. And I just got to tell you, the last time I saw him, I was delivering a bus pass. It was after hours, and I was ringing the doorbell, and he came. And I was like, "You're still here?" It was like 5 o'clock. And I said, "You're still here? Somebody dropped this bus pass off on my porch." And he said, "Mrs. Cotman, you came all the way over here with a bus pass." I said, "Yeah, because that kid got to get to school." So I just want you guys to know, we loved him. I loved him also. And I'm sitting here now, and I'm tearing up because it's like, how is he not up there? Because he's always been there. So we believe his spirit is there. I believe his spirit is in the house. Thank you for the love that he gave us. Thank you.
Council, please poll the board.
Whereas I'm thrilled that this space will benefit the Arts Academy on behalf of the family, students, friends, and everyone that knew my brother, I want to thank the district.
On the motion to adopt the resolution regarding Mr. George, how do you vote, Board Member Belton-Cotman?
Yes.
Board Member Everhart? Yes. Vice President McEachen? Yes. Board Member McCosey? Yes. Board Member Shuda? Vice President Scott?
Yes.
Board Member Woods?
Certainly.
Board Member Zulich?
Yes.
And President Evans-Brown?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously.
Principal Covington, you have any last departing words to the family?
To the family, yes, thank you, Madam Board President. To the family, again, we thank you for sharing the life of Chris P. George. As Ms. Belton-Cotman said, he's here. And if many of you walk through the Ferry Street entrance, you may have seen a mural that our art department alumni came back to paint. Jeff was here regularly. A lot of love went into that mural. So he is here forever in our hearts, and we want to thank you again for sharing him with us. And thank you, Board, for the resolution. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
I have another resolution. Can I please have a motion to bring the following resolution before the board? This is sponsored by every board member here. Whereas Dr. Will Carestas has demonstrated exemplary leadership, unwavering dedication, and enduring commitment to the students, families, and staff of our district, serving in numerous roles over the course of his career, from teacher to principal to his current roles of chief administration, public affairs and planning, and even taking on the role of interim superintendent. when his board asked him to do so to seamlessly guide this district through a period of transition. And whereas Dr. Will Caresses has been a devoted advocate for equity, academic excellence, and community engagement throughout his tenure. And whereas Dr. Will Caresses' vision and service have significantly augmented the educational experience for countless learners and have left a legacy within our school community. And whereas Dr. Will Caresses was instrumental in securing a partnership between Buffalo State University and Leonardo da Vinci High School Public School number 212, demonstrating exceptional leadership, compassion, and commitment to student success. And whereas Leonardo da Vinci High School, PS 212, has benefited from Dr. K's advocacy and leadership, including his pivotal role in writing and securing a memorandum of agreement that solidified and expanded the school's campus and opened doors for students to not only experience a college campus, but have opportunities to enroll in college courses during their high school years. Therefore, be it resolved that in recognition of his outstanding service and contributions in education, the main office corridor at Leonardo da Vinci High School PS 212 shall henceforth be named the Dr. Will Caresses Corridor as a lasting tribute to his legacy and impact. Be it further resolved, the appropriate signage and a commemorative plaque shall be installed to honor Dr. Will K. and inspire future generations. Ms. Murphy, I know you have something as well. You gotta go. Okay. All right. So you heard the resolution. Can I get a motion? Zulik, second by Zulik. All in favor?
Board President, I'm sorry, for clarification purposes, the first motion was to bring it to the table, so there would need to be a second on that motion, and then just the verbal vote on that. We want to make sure we do this right. So it's before the table, and then you can have the motion to adopt the resolution. Second. Thank you. On the motion to adopt the resolution regarding Dr. Carestas, and just so you're aware, it does need the supermajority because it was brought to the table tonight, and it is using the alternate procedure for naming of facilities under the board policy 5631. How do you vote? Board Member Belton Codman.
Yes.
Board Member Everhart. Vice President McKecken. Board Member McCosey. Board Member Shuta. Vice President Scott.
Yes.
Board Member Woods.
Certainly.
Board Member Zulich.
Yes.
And President Evans Brown.
Yes.
The resolution is adopted unanimously.
Ms. Murphy? Dr. K, you want to take this opportunity to say a few words? Is Kim still here? All right, Kim, you want to get a picture with Dr. K and the cabinet? Get our picture. Maybe you should do it with the cabinet first. Aw.
Board members, it would be an honor. Can you come up behind this group? It would be so nice to have you.
So for time's sake, I want to move our student board member up because he has to leave. He has to go to school tomorrow. So, Eli, any comments?
Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to thank everybody that's attending here today. And I don't have any comments today. And I'd like to wish everybody a happy holiday. Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good one. Have a good meeting tomorrow. So at this time, the board welcomes speakers who have signed up to speak at tonight's meeting. And I do apologize for the length of this presentation, but it had to be done. Please be reminded that all speakers' remarks must be limited to 3 minutes or less. We ask that speakers be mindful that this is a business meeting open to the public and televised locally. Attendees and viewers include persons from throughout Western New York, including children. The board asks that speakers conduct themselves professionally and that their comments remain civil and courteous, bearing in mind that they will be heard by people of all ages. If you have printed information to share with us, please do not approach the board table. Provide your information to the district clerk, who will make sure we receive it. This is an opportunity for Buffalo's residents to address the BBOE about issues that serve the public's interest and district mission. And the board asks that speakers demonstrate appropriate decorum. So our first speaker is Michelle Hope Barnes, principal, School 90, possible closure of School 90. Hello, Ms. Hope Barnes.
Good evening. Good evening, Superintendent Mubenga, Board President Evans Brown, and distinguished board members. I am Michelle Hope Barnes, the principal, the very proud principal of Early Childhood Center School number 90. I am here this evening to advocate on behalf of all of my school stakeholders. I will project. I ask that you strongly reconsider the closure of School 90, as the unintended consequence will not serve the students and our families of this community. I would like to share some information about School 90. Early Childhood Center School 90 is the only pre-K to grade 2 magnet school in Buffalo, in the Buffalo Public School District, as well as New York State. Our schools consist of 9 special education classes and 9 general education classes, home of a total of 195 students. 6 of the 9 special ed classrooms are classes that meet the needs of preschool students with disabilities as young as 2 years old. Please note that having 50% of our classroom maxed at 8 students impact our enrollment numbers. Our school consists of 56 total staff members, specifically 22 teachers, 23 paraprofessionals, 11 support staff, 0.5 support math teacher, and 3.5 speech teachers. 1/3 of our families walk their children to and from school because they live in the community and they feel connected and valued by our staff. In addition to the district's academic expectation, at School 90, our goal is to graduate students who are at or above grade level. We pride ourselves on our skills in reading, writing, and math. We maintain strong and ongoing mental health partnerships to support students and families seeking counseling with UBMD, Gateway Longview, Buffalo Hope, Say Yes. Our community partners includes Calvary Baptist Church, University Presbyterian Church, Little Scholars, Collaborative Center for Special Innovation, the Buffalo Muslim Center, SPCA, and Yoga Chick. Our educational partners include the Buffalo Zoo, the Buffalo Museum, Tiff Nature Preserve, and they have been our partner for over 35 years. Little Scholars house 14 students, and those scholars become our pre-K students. I wanted to share some data with the last few seconds that I have. We have 88% of our attendance. Thank you. 88.3 is our year-to-date attendance. For our Dibbles data, we have 38% of students were above grade level, 31% were at grade level. For our iReady math data, we have 95% of students who entered kindergarten last year were one grade level below. By the end of the year, the teachers at School 90 had students at 19% were above grade level, and 43% of students were 19% were at grade level, and 43% were above grade level. So one thing I do want to share, we move students when they go to Dr. Charles R. Drew in the 3rd grade. I do want to share that our New York State data for 2025 ELA assessment, the students were 37% proficient. So our 2nd graders, when they go to Dr. Charles Drew, that was the data that they produced. For math, it was 19%. For our nicest lot, we have exited 62% of our ENL students, 12% of students ranked at expanding, 19% of students were transitioned. We are working our tails off at School 90. We do not deserve to close. Please reconsider that decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Principal Hope Barnes. Our next speaker is Maylena Fisher, parent, they're gone? Okay. Anthony Watkins. Anthony's gone as well. All right. Selena Irene, parent. Native American Resource Program. Come on up, Miss Irene.
Nyawe Scano, Selena Nikiaso, Ago Taioni, Don Ono Dowaka, Doshowe, Tikgay. My name is Selena Irene. Sorry. My name is Selena Irene. I hope you are all well. I am of the Wolf Clan. I am a member of Seneca Nation. I live in the Buffalo Creek Territory. And I'm here advocating on behalf of the Native American population in Buffalo Public Schools. I've been here many times trying to advocate for the district to spend some of the district's money on cultural competency, Native American cultural competency for your staff and your teachers. I've been here many times asking for, you know, there's always non-natives running our programs, and we really need to have Native Americans who have, you know, lived experience as Native Americans running our programs. So that's just a little background. I am currently the treasurer of the Native American Parent-Student Committee. I have a long list of concerns that I have since last year, but I'm very busy. You know, I work a full-time job and a part-time job. You know, I'm a single mom, and I'm here away from my family right now because that's how much I care about my Native American population and BPS. I want to talk about, I know my time's running out, so I want to talk about what's most important to me tonight. So I am very, you know, I don't know how to say it, but I'm very disappointed to hear about how certain personnel have treated our Native American students and also our Native American Resource Program staff, their BPS employees, specifically our Cultural Resource Specialists. Please, if you don't know about our Title VI grant or our Native American Parent-Student Committee bylaws, please, you know, try to educate yourself. Please do your own research. Please look into the history of our Native American population and why we have Native American Magnet School on the west side of Buffalo since the 80s, because that's where the most Native American population lived in the 80s. And, you know, I'm always here advocating. Wow, my time's almost up. The clerk at McKinley High School was very rude to one of our Native students when she was trying to hand in her slip about a NARP field trip. The guardian of equity at Bennett High School said they don't have room for the Native American resource staff on site, let alone mandated surprise guests. I don't appreciate, you know, your staff. You know, that's why I was here last year advocating for BPS to do a little Native American cultural competency training for their staff. I have more to say, but I see that my time is out. I have a long list of concerns that haven't been addressed since last year. Well, that's it. That's my time.
Thank you, Miss Irene. Appreciate you. Our next speaker is Venus Brighton, parent. Is she here? Miss Brighton? Okay. Jeff Abramowitz. Oh, there he is. Abramowitz. Teacher, Army JROTC. I was just with you on Saturday, wasn't I?
You were. Yeah. Thank you very much, and I'm very grateful. It was the students were blessed by all of your participation and your presence at the dining out on Friday night, and that can't be replicated. You know, when you show up and you're present for the students, they get the right message, and I encourage and I invite all the board members to come next year. I just want to say good evening, Dr. Evans-Brown, members of the Board of Education, Dr. Mubenga, district leaders, administrators, faculty, family, and guests. Before I go into my prepared remarks, I want to say that I have a kinship with Ms. Paulette Woods. You know, we come from the Civil Affairs Special Operations community, and I want to say thank you very much for your continued service and all the years on the board. You have been a mentor to me since I came 4 years ago. You come into my classroom, the kids identify with you, you express gratitude to the students, and it is just immeasurable. Same thing for Ms. Belton-Cotman. Really, I only met you 2 years ago at the Urban League event, and a blessing. So thank you all. And for all that you do, it really is amazing. I get thanked all the time when I walk around in uniform, and I think you probably don't get thanked enough for all that you do, and I think the people here realize that, but you really have a great challenge and you do a lot. So on behalf of the Army JROTC program, I want to sincerely thank you for your continued support and belief in what our program represents. Your commitment goes far beyond approving a line item on a budget. It is an investment in leadership, character, and the future of our students. Army JROTC is more than just about uniforms or drill. It teaches responsibility, discipline, teamwork, and service to others. It helps students develop confidence, respect, a sense of purpose, qualities that serve them whether they choose the military, service, college, a trade, or go right into the workforce. None of this would be possible without your support. Because of your leadership, our cadets have access to meaningful training to talk about STEM, right? We have started a robotics team, a cyber team, and a drones team. And they're doing great things, and the Army recognizes that as the future, not only for creative problem solving, but hands-on training and building self-confidence, as well as all the job opportunities, right? They learn about academic enrichment, community service opportunities, and mentorship that positively shape their lives. You give students a place where they feel challenged, valued, inspired, and become better citizens. Your support sends a powerful message to our cadets, and especially your presence at our events, that their growth matters, that their leadership matters, and that their service to something greater than themselves is worthy of encouragement. I thank you all for all that you do, and I'm honored to be here and to support everything that you want to achieve here. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Madam Chair, can you ask him how many freshmen he has this year in his class? I was very impressed with that.
So this year we had 40% of the freshmen in Hutch Tech enroll in JROTC. It has been consistent over several years now, and we had 216 students that represent about 20% of the total population at Hutch Tech. And it's an elective course, and I'm honored and blessed, and I am awed every day that they come in. They show up early, we start before school, and we continue till 5 o'clock, and they just keep going.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Clarice Walker, parent, a special needs mom with concerns. Hello, Ms. Walker.
Hi, I'm Sharice Walker. I don't want to take too much of your time up, but I personally need a meeting with you. And that's all I have to say. I'm not sure if you want me to leave my information up. I just have some disturbing things that have been going on since last year. So me and my daughter are in a crisis right now, so I need to speak with you.
I have one of my staff members to get your info, and we'll schedule a meeting.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Clarice. Our next speaker, thank you for taking your time to come to this meeting. Harry King, concerned citizen, parent, teacher regarding School 3.
Good evening. I am here as a resident of the city of Buffalo. I have been a taxpayer for 40 years, mostly in North Buffalo, but for the last 7 years over in Riverside. I'm here as a taxpayer because I want to tell you that from where I stand as a taxpayer and a parent, both my children graduated from the city of Buffalo. As a taxpayer and a parent, I see this board wasting a whole lot of money. Right now we have a fiscal crisis. I'm going to say I think that fiscal crisis is fake. And I say it's fake because, by the way, just recently we've spent what? $44 million to build a new commissary. We've spent $8 million on WAZED.
no, I'm sorry, almost $12 million on WAZED. That's a program, by the way, it is a phenomenal program, Superintendent, but we spent almost $12 million for a program we teach for 40 minutes, once every 6 days. $12 million. How about $8 million for WestEd? And let's not forget, most recently, $2 million we spent for Big Empty Field in front of City Honors. Now, here's what I see. Recently, we have to close some schools. I understand that we have to right side. I get that. But what I don't get is this. Not too long ago, we did close a dual language school. Now we want to close another dual language school. We want to close a school in the heart of the East Side where we have students of color who are poor and have no political clout. We want to close a school over on the West Side who are students of color and have no political clout. Here's what I see happening. We don't want to talk about North Buffalo. We don't want to talk about the schools with the wealthy, rich neighborhoods, the wealthy, white, rich neighborhoods. No, we want to violate SC 154 and close down a dual language school. We want to close down a school on the East Side. And yet, we don't want to confront the issues we have right in front of us, which is that we are still a segregated city, and we are continuing to do exactly the same thing we've been doing for the last 40 years. And you guys are complicit, every one of you, and you're wasting our money. And I have 38 seconds. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Sam Fritz, teacher. Possible closure of School 3.
Hi, my name is Sam Fritz, and I'm an English teacher at School 3, currently with a 450-day streak in Spanish on Duolingo. So I'm working on it. I'd like to start by thanking Dr. Mabenga and Dr. Evans-Brown for their wisdom in slowing the rush to school closures. We at School 3 appreciate the measured and responsible approach that doing so represents. I'd like to talk briefly about School 3's role in our community. I could speak all night about it. But tonight I'm just going to offer a few important points, as pretty much every school will have people who care, love, and respect, and are willing to put out for their schools. But School 3, at this moment, has 1,300 signatures on an online petition that started 3 days ago. Of those 1,300 signatures, 75% are from either the zip code in which School 3 is located or two adjacent zip codes. These are our constituents, our local people, signing on in support of School 3. School 3 has a century of service to the community, welcoming new Americans, a tradition that continues today with Saturday academies attended by hundreds of our neighbors who've come from all over the world. Next, I'd like to address School 3's unique academic programs that are not offered in many other schools. We have 3 bilingual special ed 811 self-contained classrooms. We have 7 bilingual integrated co-teaching classrooms, 16 dual language classrooms. Is the district prepared to provide services in other schools for these students? Or will the promise of raising up bilingual and biliterate students be cast aside? There are simply not sufficient seats in the remaining dual language schools to accommodate the dual language students currently enrolled at School 3. Finally, I want to summarize the flawed process that I understand that led to the committee's recommendation of School 3 for closure, as reported in multiple news outlets. The committee was formed in September and undertook an ambitious but responsible plan. Start with a large pool of possible schools, then through research and analysis, work through several meetings to reduce that pool until the committee would arrive at 2 schools to recommend for closure. And that is exactly what the committee did. More than 40% of the public schools in Buffalo were included for consideration at first. But somehow School 3 was not on that list of 23 schools. At a subsequent meeting, 13 schools were removed from that list, leaving 10 schools under consideration. Still, School 3 was not mentioned. The committee went back to work, further reducing the list to 4 schools, and still no discussion or consideration of School 3. Then, On the final vote, somehow and without explanation, a fifth school was added to that list of 4, one that had not even been mentioned in any of the previous meetings. So with no opportunity to research or study its role in the district or the impact its closure might have, somehow that school was chosen. The politics and backdoor dealings that led to School 3's last-minute consideration and selection are an insult to the months of hard work and research that the committee members put into this difficult task. The choice of School 3 for closure is, in the best possible light, reckless and shameful, and should never have been made.
Our next speaker is Denise Barr, concerned citizen. Is she here? All right, Ed Spidell. He's not here. Katrina Martin. She's not here. Kelly. Yavorminsky. Teacher, possible closure of School 90.
My name is Kelly Yavornitsky. We stand before you today with a deep sense of urgency and passion about a place that holds not only my and our hearts, but the hearts of generations before us. School 90 is not just a building, it's a living legacy woven into the fabric of our community. For decades, School 90 has served as a home, a center of learning, and a symbol of pride of generations of families. But now we face a plethora of unanswered questions. We are here today to ask you, all of you, to help us to preserve and protect what has been a cornerstone of our community for years. School 90 is not just a place where children learn, it's a place where families grow. For years, our parents, grandparents, and even our retired superintendent, Dr. Tanja Williams-Knight, walked the same halls, sat in the same classrooms, and carried forward the same values we hold dear today. School 90 withstood the test of time, adapting to the changing world, yet remaining a constant, unwavering pillar in the East Buffalo community. We are not just preserving bricks and mortar, we are preserving memories, traditions, and connections that bind us all. School 90 is fortunate to sit in an incredible location right at the edge of the Olmsted Park system. The proximity to the Buffalo Zoo, the Buffalo Museum of Science, and Tift Nature Preserve creates opportunities for learning and growth that few other schools are lucky enough to have. Think of the field trips, the nature walks, the community partnerships that make School 90 not just a place of education, but an integral part of the world around it. How many students can say they studied ecology in the shadow of a world-class nature preserve, or learned history just steps away from a museum and a zoo that connect them to the global community? School 90 isn't just an institution, it's a community. It's a collective investment of parents, teachers, staff, alumni, and neighbors. For years, we've come together, for years, at fundraisers, parent-teacher conferences, school-wide events, and monthly cultural celebrations, all working together to make School 90, I'm sorry, I'm nervous, the best it can be for our kids. It's our duty, and we all know that, to protect it for all those students who come after us. We owe it to our children and to the generations who have come before us to ensure that School 90 remains a place of growth, of opportunity, and most importantly, of joy. For example, we had three amazing additions to School 90 just this past August. Can you believe this? Just this August, we had 2 brand new enclosed playgrounds installed at School 90. Brand new. We also have a beautifully renovated library, which we've been waiting for since COVID, overlooking one of our beautifully enclosed playgrounds. We are asking you today to stand with us, to stand with the teachers, give me 30 seconds, to stand with the teachers who pour their hearts into their work, with the students who grow and learn in these classrooms, and with the families who have called School 90 home for years. Together, we can advocate for the future of School 90, whether it's through petitions, raising awareness, or speaking out in local forums. Your voice matters. The fight to save our school is one we cannot afford to lose. I have been there for almost 30 years in October, along with my colleagues that are here with me right now, Kelly Dossinger and Jeanette White. The fight to save our school is one we cannot afford to lose for ourselves, for our children, and for our community, our whole community's future. We must act now. In closing, let's make sure that School 90, Dr. Mubanga, the heart of our East Buffalo community, continues to thrive for generations to come. We thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Madeline Otero, teacher. Possible closure of School 90.
Hello, everyone. I'm not used to being in front of a microphone. My name is Madeline Otero, and I am an employee of Public School 90 Early Childhood Center. I wanted to speak today to share my unique perspective as someone who is new to the district, hired only in September. I am new to the district, however, I am not new to teaching. This is my 11th year in education and my first year with Buffalo Public Schools. I am a part-time support math teacher at ECC 90 and have truly enjoyed my time there so far. It is unique that a school can completely embody the characteristics schools need in order to thrive, and 90 has worked hard to possess them all. School 90 has a warm and inviting culture, and students and teachers enjoy coming to school. The students love learning and work hard to grow, which is represented both in the quantitative data of our academic scores as well as the qualitative data any visitor is sure to gather. Early childhood education is so important to student success later in life, and I believe that we must protect the only pre-K to 2 magnet school in Buffalo. Our students deserve to have an education that sets them up for success, and I believe a part of that is being in a building fully committed to early childhood education. I believe that closing any school is a mistake because it leaves our most vulnerable, the children, to carry the weight of our decisions. And while I understand that the district must be between a rock and a hard place, I like to think that we are capable of coming together to find a creative solution to prevent any students and communities from being uprooted. Thank you for your time.
Next, we have Jack Kelly, teacher. Oh, Chelly, sorry.
That's okay, everyone gets
School
their
90.
I gotta lower this, and this is what happens when you're short. Thank you. Hi, my name is Jack Chelly, and I represent School 90. I'm a pre-K teacher, and I've been there for 11 years, 25 years in our district. I also went to Buffalo Public Schools, School 81, and then later Bennett High School and Buff State College. So I kind of know a little something about what's going on in our schools because I've been in it my whole life. Having taught previously in a pre-K to 8 building, it was such a great change to come to an early childhood center. It was like just going to visit family. It's a warm, fuzzy place, but it's also more than just that. Our academics, our teachers work really hard to educate our children. Because we all work with almost the same age range, we can, as a school, work together to plan and adapt our school to what needs to be done for our students. The teachers in our building really understand the pedagogy of early childhood. Many of us have been in our school for a very long time, and we've taught not only just the children in our classrooms, but also their children and even their grandchildren at some point. I always like to recommend the school not only just to my friends and family, but to everyone I talk to and speak about our school. School 90 is the school that I personally recommend, like I said, to other friends and family. Our building is a school in good standing and has continued to grow over the last few years, producing scores well over the district's average. The teachers in our building work very hard to improve and raise children's scores and grades. And yes, it is true, we've gone through many changes over the last few years, including new principals in Emerge and disbanding from School 59. We have shown our strength as teachers and as a community. Our school has also increased with special ed students in our school, which are welcomed and also goes to show why some of the numbers might seem a little lower in our building. Being a pre-K teacher for many years, I've got to work very closely with the pre-K department, and many of our teachers from our school have actually gone on to the pre-K department. They always love coming to our school and say how wonderful our school is and how they enjoy the atmosphere. And lastly, I want to talk about the ENL students, which is something very near and dear to my heart. My father and mother are both Italian and came from Italy to this country, so I'm first generation. Our school has 19% ENL students, consisting of 9 different languages. On the 2025 NICE exam, 62% scored at proficiency, which goes to show that they really are doing what we're supposed to do there. So we must be doing something right. We love our children and we protect our children and families, and we want them to feel safe. And our school gives them that place to be safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Jillian Scott, Little Scholars. Possible closure of School 90.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank you for this opportunity to speak. My name is Jalon Scott. I am a teacher in the Say Yes Little program at School 90. Through Say Yes, School 90 provides 3-year-olds with early academic, social, and emotional support during a critical stage of development. The program also supports early developmental growth, including speech, language, and early literacy. Because these needs are identified early, families are better able to access evaluations and services before children fall behind. Children are supported in learning how to regulate their emotions, express themselves, using words, and build supportive relations with their peers. Early data shows that Say Yes Little Scholars students have better attendance and performance in pre-K than their peers. The Say Yes Little Scholars program at School 90 is not just childcare. It's an early intervention, preparation, and support. Closing the school would mean removing these critical resources at a time where they matter most. Our future starts with our children. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Ms. Scott, when you came up, I thought you were a student yourself. Next speaker is Mahmoud Ahmad. Mahmoud? Okay. Moving right along, Marshawn Goodrum, teacher.
Good evening, all. Thank you for your time and your consideration in this matter. I guess I'll wait till we start. I first want to say that I am a teacher at School 90. I actually just got my tenure. I've been in this building for 5 years. It's the only place I've ever taught. So with that being said, there is a family atmosphere at our school. I don't have prepared speeches. I don't have data. I have my heart, and that's what I'm going to give you today. I'd like to say in the beginning, I am a parent of 2 Buffalo Public School graduates. My daughter is 30 and my son is 26. My children were actually underneath Mr. Will Carestis at School 80 when he was the first principal to start uniforms. So that was a very long time ago. But if nothing else, he taught me what family looks like. He taught me how we should behave with our children, how we should love on our children, and I've carried that throughout my life in everything that I've done. So at School 90, we give that same love to our children. We give that same consideration to our children while also pushing the marker and trying to get them to learn exactly what they need to know in this world. We give them the love, we give them the education, and we give them that comfort to know that someone cares and loves for you. When those children walk in those doors every day, they're excited to learn. They're excited to see their teachers and our support staffs. They know that if they're having a rough day, I can go to Miss Dossinger and get a hug. I can go to Miss Y and get a hug. I can go to Miss Goodrum and get a hug. They care about me. And I think that's what's so very important. I want to say thank you, Mr. Mabunga, for coming to visit us. We enjoyed you when you came and visited our school. He came and visited my class specifically, so I feel a little special there. But I do want to also say that I am a grandparent of a BPS student. I chose my school for my grandson. He is currently in 2nd grade, and he's been there since pre-K. I literally trust the teachers at that school to give him the education that he needs and that he deserves. And I think there are a lot more parents who invest in our school because they know the hearts of the teachers that are behind our school doors. With that being said, I will yield my time and have a blessed evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Grace Martinez, parent. Is Grace here? All right, moving right along. Vanita Jones, parent. Okay. Next one is Kasha Williams.
It's
Kasia Williams.
Thank you. Hi. Good evening, everybody on the board. Good evening, parents, staff, such and such, so and so forth. I'm here standing with School 90. All 3 of my children have been to School 90 starting from pre-K. My oldest she's gone on to Drew Science. And my youngest is in pre-K right now at School 90. And I can say as a parent, speaking just from a parent's perspective, all 3 of my children went into school struggling with one thing or another. My oldest, she was very self-withdrawn. She didn't like to speak to other people. She didn't want to make friends. Mr. Chelly made her one of the most social kids I've ever met. She participates in art shows, talent shows. She's had her work posted at the library. And that's just a small section of what, for her. My second youngest, Rain, she went into school also with Mr. Chelly and Miss McDonald. She had a speech impediment because she was a pandemic baby. She's seen us all with masks, so she couldn't see how the mouths moved and to form the words. My baby didn't even need speech therapy because they worked with her so diligently, just from pre-K. And now she's in 2nd grade, she'll be graduating and she'll be going on. She's one of the highest scoring in their math programs. She's doing excellently. My youngest, my 4-year-old, my only boy, he went in, he can read fluently. He can read you chapter books. He can read picture books. He can analyze now, thanks to Miss Y and Miss Z. He can analyze and tell you and articulate what are going on in the stories. He's not just reading sight words. He can tell you what's going on in these stories. So as a parent who has been a part of this community for now 12 years, it's very disheartening to see that a staple in our community is being taken away from our children. And it's very disheartening to be told that we can spend $12 million on something that should be targeted towards high school children and the children that are going to be graduating that can use this first, but we're still shutting our schools down for pre-K and up to 2nd grade children who have to now figure out how to adapt to a new environment, to new teachers who they don't know, to new teachers and staff who they don't know that they can go and say, hey, I need a hug. Hey, I need time. Hey, I just need a moment. And teachers that really see them. They're not a number. They're not just another kid. They're not a last name. These are real students. These are real people. And they help parents like myself because I was a young mom. I had my oldest at 20. So they help parents like myself identify where your kid needs help, identify where your child is struggling, and not just identify it. They give you resources. I have been getting resources for 12 years from School 90, even when we were all one big family is 59. So it's very disheartening for us to have to figure out how we're even going to take social emotional concepts into play for our children. And then it's very disheartening to see board members not even paying attention to our parents that are speaking on behalf of our children. It's very disheartening for board members to tell our parents that it's, I'm sorry, what was said? Pathetic to bring up funding crises when we're talking about new programs. We're shutting down 2 elementary schools. I understand my time is gone and I'm not going to take up any more of your time. However, we need to save our school. It's too many of y'all on this board that are very intelligent, are very wonderful people in our communities that can come up with a different criteria or a different way to work things out. But it's closing any school is not the answer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Thank you for that. And our last speaker, Sherman Saldana, substitute teacher, School 90. Okay, let's see. All right, that's it. Thank you, speakers, all of you, for taking your time out. We hear you.
All right, just want to say to our staff, parents, concerned citizens, I heard you. All right, my next line is just, staff, go enjoy your holidays, and I look forward to seeing you sometimes next year. Thank you. All right, I see our staff are getting ready to head home. They're gonna be bright early in the morning with our babies. At this time, I'm going to invite Chief Botticelli to come forward to give us a report, superintendent report here.
Give us a couple of seconds, and all right, Chief Botticelli. Who are you, number one? And then
I was a parent that took my time out of my busy schedule to come here and speak about my concerns.
okay, the superintendent just left. He'll be right back. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
I'd like, follow-up.
No, she needs to be connected with cabinet. Oh yeah. So Miss Irene, the superintendent does not independently respond to speakers. He will, when he gets back, assign someone to talk with you from his cabinet. So just being clear.
Okay, because in the past,
Yeah.
the other superintendent,
She did that. Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry, I haven't been here in a while. So
Right.
I didn't know that's how it works.
Yeah.
I didn't know I sat here all this
No
time.
problem. No problem. We have a new superintendent, and he has a different. Yeah, he has a different style. That's all. So just hold on for a second. Chief Botticelli, you want to get started?
So I'm here tonight to speak to one of our college and career readiness interim goals, 1.3. So the board had set an ambitious target for us to move the number of students, the percent of students who are successful on AP, IB, CTE endorsed assessments to 96% by 2030. So this particular interim goal speaks to the CTE targets. So when students are part of a CTE sequence, they take a pretest and a post-test. If you pass the pretest, you don't actually need to take the post-test because you've demonstrated proficiency on a technical endorsement. So each of our CTE programs has a different technical endorsement that's available to students. In this case, the board set the target at, I believe, 34% for June on the pretest. We actually exceeded that. We're over 36% now on the pretest. So the post-test target was basically at 34%. We've exceeded it just on the pretest alone. So that means that the students in the different CTE programs who sat for this particular technical endorsement, over 36% of them have already achieved proficiency on that assessment. For the rest of those students, the teachers will continue to instruct and intervene to ensure that they meet proficiency on the post-test. Does that make sense? Okay, so again, we exceeded the target by a few percent, and that is the pretest. So those students who pass that already have the part of the criteria for their technical endorsement. Technical endorsement is equivalent to like the AP exam of CTE. So these kids are eligible now for that official endorsement when they graduate, assuming they can pass their courses. So it's basically a diagnostic measure. We can use the data for the students who didn't pass the pretest to target instruction during the rest of the school year so that the other students will be able to pass when they take the test the second time on that post-test. Does anyone have any particular questions about this particular target? I think we could probably break it out for you, but I don't have it with me. Yes, I'll send it to the board.
Any other questions or comments for Chief Botticelli?
Did we set the goals high enough in this area? I'm just curious. When I start seeing out the gate that the numbers are higher, I'm wondering if we were just conservative from the beginning.
Well, it's based on the 29.1% from the previous year. So it was a relatively ambitious target, but the CTE program has been working very diligently to try to ensure that more kids pass the pretest, and they've been really targeting instruction to support that. And because it's a diagnostic assessment, we always want to aim for 100% on the post, right? But I hear what you're saying. This is just a one-year target.
Okay, thanks.
All set?
All right, if nothing else, kudos. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can I get a motion to accept the consent agenda? Paulette Woods. Terry Schuler. Are there any questions or comments? If not, General Counsel, can you poll the board? Motion to approve? Jen?
Oh, no, that was
McCutcheon.
Oh, I didn't put it on there.
I thought we were.
You know what, I'll just move them to next month's meeting.
Can Can you poll, council?
Certainly. On the motion to approve the consent agenda, how do you vote? Board Member Belton Cotman?
Yes.
And no exceptions?
No exceptions.
Thank you. Board Member Everhart? Vice President McEachen? Board Member McCosey? Board Member Shuda? Vice President Scott?
No exceptions.
Board Member Woods?
No exceptions.
Board Member Zulish?
No exceptions.
President Evans Brown?
No exceptions.
Consent agenda is approved unanimously.
All right, so I have here that we adopted the 2 resolutions for performing arts. No? Yes? Okay. We did that, okay. All right. Unfinished business. Can I get a? Okay, can I get a motion to adopt the resolution for the 2025-2026 superintendent goals? Zulit? McCutcheon. Are there any questions or comments? If not, can I get a motion to approve the resolution for the superintendent's goals? McCutcheon and I'm looking right at you. McCosey. It's the end of the day. Right? General Counsel, please poll the board.
Sure. On the motion to adopt the resolution regarding the superintendent's goals for this year, how do you vote? Board Member Belton Cotman?
Yes.
Board Member Everhart? Yes. Vice President McEachen? Yes. Board Member McCosey? Yes. Board Member Shuda? Yes. Vice President Scott?
Yes.
Board Member Woods?
Yes.
Board Member Zulish?
Yes.
And President Evans Brown?
Yes.
Resolution is adopted unanimously.
Committee reports. Any committee reports? All right, moving on to unfinished business. Can I have a motion to approve the implementation of the penalty? Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Well, myself. Can I have a motion authorizing the district to fully settle pending litigation captured in Casadego versus BPS before the U.S. District Court for the Western District of New York with case number 125 CV 00332 in a total amount not to exceed $31,321.60. So move. Paulette Woods. Second by Scott. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Can I have a motion authorizing the district to fully settle pending litigation captions Jordan as P&G for JJ versus BPS before the New York State Supreme Court with index number 800-713-2025 in an amount not to exceed $40,000. Shuda and second by McCutcheon. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Third, can I have a motion authorizing the district to fully settle pending litigation captioned Donnie as P&G for KM versus BPS before the New York State Supreme Court with index number 800-713-2025 in an amount not to exceed $40,000. Shuda and second by McCutcheon. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Third, can I have a motion authorizing the district to fully settle pending litigation captioned Donnie as P&G for KM versus BPS before the New York State Supreme Court with index number 801-758-2025 in an amount not to exceed $75,000. Thank you. I hope Lisa got that. Scott and Woods. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Fourth, can I have a motion authorizing the district to fully settle pending litigation captioned 45 Jewett Avenue, LP versus BPS, before the New York State Supreme Court with index number 812948, 2024, in an amount not to exceed $660,000. Jen McCosey. Is there a second? Scott, all in favor? Any opposed?
I am.
Okay, so Zulick and Felton Cotman oppose. Woods polls as 3. Motion passes. Bear with me 1 second. All right, so, one more. Oh, one more. Can I have a motion to approve the implementation of the penalty imposed by the Section 3020A hearing officer and terminate the employment of Marcus Moses? A motion? Scott? Second? McCutcheon? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, I think we're at the juncture of bereavement. May we stand?
November 26th, Gerald Tidd, father of McKinley High School teacher Catherine Finney, father-in-law of Michael Finney, a counselor at Research Laboratory, and grandfather of Emily Finney, a counselor at School 79. November 29th, Pravin Shak, a retired BPS teacher and substitute, beloved husband of Sheila Shak, a retired BPS teacher and current substitute, and beloved father of Dipti Siner Ijuski, teacher at McKinley High School. December 4th, Mary Barkey, aunt of Paul Giordano, administrative secretary in the Office of Instruction. December 10th, Mary Jo Thompson, aunt of Tammy Holly McGee, chief of human resources. December 10th, Julia Anna Lowry, mother of David Lowry, executive director of the Erie County Association of School Boards. If we can just take a moment. Thank you.
May I have a motion to